Welcome. You with the nasty pastor, and I'm back with another chapter read from out of Leviticus, from out of the book of understanding, from out of the book that Moses gave us so that we can understand, is this the right minister? Is this the right pastor? Is this the right reverend to help me guide myself through the trials and tribulations that life gonna throw upon me? Come on, let's dive on into Leviticus, and we are on chapter 14. The title, The Ritual for Cleansing Healed Lepers. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, This shall be the law of the leper. For the day of his cleansing he shall be brought to the priest, and the priest shall go out of the camp, and the priest shall examine him. And indeed, if the leprosy is healed in the leper, then the priest shall command to take for him who is to be cleansed 2 living and clean birds, cedar wood, scarlet, and hyssop. And the priest shall command that one of the birds be killed in an earthen vessel over running water. As for the living bird, he shall take it, the cedar wood and the scarlet and the hyssop, and dip them and the living bird in the blood of the bird that was killed over the running water. And he shall sprinkle it 7 times on him who is to be cleansed from the leprosy, and shall pronounce him clean, and shall let the living bird loose in the open field. Sound like a voodoo ritual, right? See, y'all don't even get how voodoo is outlawed in America, but it is medicine across seas. Let's keep rolling. He who is to be cleansed shall wash his hands, shave off all his hair, and wash himself in water, that he may be clean. After that he shall come into the camp and shall stay outside his tent 7 days. But on the 7th day he shall shave all the hair off his head and his beard and his eyebrows. All his hair he shall shave off. He shall wash his clothes and wash his body in water, and he shall be clean. And on the 8th day he shall take 2 male lambs without blemish, 1 ewe lamb of the first year without blemish, 3/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil as a grain offering, and 1 log of oil. We're going to pause right here before we dip into verse 11. And I get why it's all outlawed in America. Because see, I'm going to give you a real life story. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to give you a real life journey of me. You get what I'm saying? Now, it's sad. Psalms is a book of spells. You get me? A book of spells. A book of songs. You get me? Poems, not songs, poems. Now, you can use a spell the wrong way, or you can use it the right way. I get why it's outlawed in America, because see, most of America going to use it the wrong way. See, I sat in a plasma donation center, and a guy, he didn't look like the Bobby I met through my youngest son, mom, but it probably was him. Sounded like him. You got what I'm saying? And he was sitting there, putting a spell on me. You know what I told him? Keep it coming. I want to see this man. You get me? Because I know I reversed that. I know I put that on him. And he just keeping it coming. Keeping it going. Keeping it going. I don't know if he's still living. I don't know if it really was reversed. But I know you won't gonna put something on me. You get me? On me, that whom I pray to, not going to allow you to do. Not going to allow you to do it. Not. You get it? Not. You wasting your time. 11. Then the priest who makes him clean shall present the man who is to be made clean, and those things before the Lord at the door of the tabernacle of meeting. And the priest shall take one male lamb and offer it as a trespass offering and the log of oil, and wave them as a wave offering before the Lord. Then he shall kill the lamb in the place where he kills the sin offering and the burnt offering in a holy place. For as the sin offering is the priest, so is the trespass offering. It is most holy. The priest shall take some of the blood of the trespass offering, and the priest shall put it on the tip of the right ear of him who is to be cleansed, on the thumb of his right hand, and on the big toe of his right foot. And the priest shall take some of the log of oil and pour it into the palm of his own left hand. Then the priest shall dip his right finger in the oil that is in his left hand, and shall sprinkle some of the oil with his finger 7 times before the Lord. And of the rest of the oil in his hand, the priest shall put some on the tip of the right ear of him who is to be cleansed, on the thumb of his right hand, and on the big toe of his right foot, on the blood of the trespass offering. The rest of the oil that is in the priest's hand he shall put on the head of him who is to be cleansed. So the priest shall make atonement for him before the Lord. Now, before we dip into 19, because we don't have much to go. This is a 57 verse chapter, so we don't have much to go. But I'm gonna just say this to you. You know, you ever looked at the movie Notorious, and he's on the phone asking his mother to pray with him, and his mother started that prayer from out of Psalm, although I walk through the shadow of death. That is you putting a protection upon someone, or you say it yourself and you put that protection upon you. You get me? That is like a ritual across seas. You understand me? You get what I'm saying? So when I tell you the book of Psalms is poems and spells, yes. Then the priest shall offer the sin offering and make atonement for him who is to be cleansed from his uncleanness. Afterward he shall kill the burnt offering. And the priest shall offer the burnt offering and the grain offering on the altar. So the priest shall make atonement for him, and he shall be clean. But if he is poor and cannot afford it, then he shall take one male lamb as a trespass offering to be waved to make atonement for him, 1/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil, and or as a grain offering, a log of oil. Now I want to say something and really point something out to you right here about verse 21. Even if you are poor and cannot afford it, come on now. There's something you are supposed to give. As a man, let me reverse that. As men, as women, not children, as men, as women upon this earth, there is supposed to be something you have that is worth something, that you could trade, that you could barter. You understand me? That you can give for something in return. There was voices in my head about not a plantation, but a reservation here. And the guy said, it's two people talking. And matter of fact, I met these voices at Biomat Plasma on 9 Mile Road. One dude was asking, you going to the reservation tonight? He said, man, if I can get something to give them. The other dude said, man, you can go in there with a stick pin. The guard at the door would take a stick pin. You just have to give them something. Come on, man. Come on. What's the value of that stick pin? it holds some type of value on that reservation. Because evidently at that reservation, these people don't work nowhere. These people have no income. So anything, you get me, is valuable. You just need to bring something to sleep in that reservation. And 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons, such as he is able to afford. One shall be a sin offering, and the other a burnt offering. He shall bring them to the priest on the 8th day for his cleansing to the door of the tabernacle of meeting before the Lord. And the priest shall take the lamb of the trespass offering and the log of oil, and the priest shall wave them as a wave offering before the Lord. Then he shall kill the lamb of the trespass offering, and the priest shall take some of the blood of the trespass offering and put it on the tip of the right ear of him who is to be cleansed, on the thumb of his right hand, and on the big toe of his right foot. And the priest shall pour some of the oil into the palm of his own left hand. Then the priest shall sprinkle with his right finger some of the oil that is in his left hand 7 times before the Lord. And the priest shall put some of the oil that is in his hand on the tip of the right ear of him who is to be cleansed, on the thumb of the right hand, and on the big toe of his right foot, on the place of the blood of the trespass offering. The rest of the oil that is in the priest's hand he shall put on the head of him who is to be cleansed to make atonement for him before the Lord. And he shall offer one of the turtle doves or young pigeons, such as he can afford, such as he is able to afford, the one as a sin offering and the other as a burnt offering with the grain offering. So the priest shall make atonement for him who is to be cleansed before the Lord. This is the law for one who had a leprous sore, who cannot afford the usual cleansing. Alright, verse 33. The title is the law concerning leprous houses. And the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, when you have come into the land of Canaan, which I give you as a possession, and I put the leprous plague in a house in the land of your possession, and he who owns the house comes and tells the priest, saying, it seems to me that there is some plague in the house. Then the priest shall command that they empty the house before the priest goes into it to examine the plague, that all that is in the house may not be made unclean. And afterward the priest shall go into examine the house. And he shall examine the plague, and indeed if the plague is on the walls of the house with ingrained streaks, greenish or reddish, which appear to be deep in the wall, then the priest shall go out of the house to the door of the house and shut up the house 7 days. Come on now. Condemn it, right? Condemn it. Then the priest shall command that they take away the stones in which is the plague, and they shall cast them into an unclean place outside the city. And he shall call, let me back that up. That's a waste dump in modern time, right? Into now time, that's a waste dump, right? Then the priest shall command that they take away the stones in which is the plague, and they shall cast them into an unclean place outside the city. And he shall cause the house to be scraped inside, all around, and the dust that they scrape off, they shall pour out in an unclean place outside the city. That sounds like demolition work, right? That sounds like demolition work, right? They take that asbestos and don't put that in the regular dumpster, right? Don't they take that somewhere else? Then they shall take other stones and put them in the place of those stones, and he shall take other mortar and plaster the house. Now if the plague comes back and breaks out in the house after he has taken away the stones, after he has scraped the house, and after it is plastered, then the priest shall come and look. And indeed, if the plague has spread in the house, it is an active leprosy in the house. It is unclean, and he shall break down the house. Its stones, its timber, and all the plaster of the house and he shall carry them outside the city to an unclean place. Which means you got to kill the foundation. Because the leprosy is in the foundation, the disease is in the foundation, so you take it all down. You get me? You burn it all down. What do you think whom we pray to going to do this time to the world? Because the world is supposed to be what? What? Burnt in fire. Come on. Burnt in fire. Whom we pray to ain't playing this time with Satan. You get me? See, Satan defied. You get me? Satan defied the divine law that was put upon this earth. You get me? Then the priest shall come and look, and indeed, if the plague has spread in the house, it is an act of leprosy in the house. It is unclean, and he shall break down the house, its stones, its timber, and all the plaster of the house, and he shall carry them outside the city to an unclean place. Moreover, he who goes into the house at all while it is shut up shall be unclean until evening. And he who lies down in the house shall wash his clothes, and he who eats in the house shall wash his clothes. But if the priest comes in and examines it, and indeed the plague has not spread in the house after the house was plastered, then the priest shall pronounce the house clean, because the plague is healed. Now before we move on, I want to pass this on to you right here. And we will resume with verse 49. And like I said, it's a 57 verse read. Now, if my theory is correct about Satan being Enoch, and Satan built these pyramids to keep that entity's presence, that soul, alive upon this rock that we call earth, I say this to you once again, you know what I mean? Whom we pray to could have done away with these two pyramids in Giza, right? The great pyramids of Giza, right? Okay. Why do you think it was so easy for Moses to how to say this, to conquer, to lead his people out of Upper Egypt, Kemet, Upper Africa? Why do you think it was so easy? Because it has been proven man in that part of the world will help evil. Let me say this to you again. Man in that part of the world will help evil continue to exist. So the test that was put upon our culture, yes, I'm a Kemite. If you're just tuning into this reading, I'm a Kemite. This is my culture. But look at the test that was put upon our culture throughout the ages after the flood. Will they listen? Will they continue to be evil? Come on now. Come on. What was showed in Kemet, in ancient Egypt, in Upper Africa, when we enslaved those Jews and refused to let them go? What was proven? This is an ignorant race, very ignorant. It's time to take everything. This is where the start comes, to take it all. But what I'm not going to do is kill them off overnight. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take until they get it, until they understand it. So what more is it that I have to do? What more is it that I have to do? continue to read. And he shall take to cleanse the house 2 birds, cedar wood, scarlet, and hyssop. Then he shall kill one of the birds in an earthen vessel over running water. And he shall take the cedar wood, the hyssop, the scarlet, and the living bird, and dip them in the blood of the slain bird, and in the running water, and sprinkle the house 7 times. And he shall cleanse the house with the blood of the bird, and the running water, and the living bird, with the cedar wood, the hyssop, and the scarlet. Then he shall let the living bird loose outside the city in the open field, and make atonement for the house, and it shall be clean. This is the law for any leprous sore and scale, for the leprosy of a garment and of a house, for a swelling and a scab and a bright spot, to teach when it is unclean and when it is clean. This is the law of leprosy. Look, that's the end of chapter 14. I'm not the demiurge, but I do have a direct line. You get me? A direct line to the demiurge. And for the most part, I can say I'm humble. For the most part, to know what I can do to you, and I mean what I say, I can physically kill you and still hold my real estate in heaven. Get me? Physically kill you in the name of whom I pray, and still have my real estate in heaven. Now, man, if I don't do it correctly, man gonna put me in a place of confinement. You get me? Gonna put me in a place of confinement. But if I do it the right way, I'm gonna still hold my real estate in heaven. See, I'm not worried about man laws. I'm worried about whom I pray to laws. You get me? Whom I pray to laws. And what man has realized, I respect the laws. You get me? I respect the laws of man. You get me? You understand me? Because if I didn't respect the laws of man, I'll be out here acting a fool. You get me? See, I'm a fool for the Lord. I'm not a fool for man. Anywho, anyway, you've been with the nasty pastor. I'm out and I love you.